the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight here in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
Are you ready? Showtime. One, three, more bang for your buck.
Green, green, green. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Get ready for some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSLeague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSLeague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSLeague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSLeague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSLeague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
flag, green flag. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Richmond, ladies and gentlemen, here this Tuesday night. Lights soon to be coming off that pace car as we will be set to go green on lap 23. Drivers definitely here tonight reporting a lot of looseness on the track. As the pace car now brings them through turn number 2. Down that back straightaway they go. Little technical difficulties here tonight, but I think we got it ironed out. We apologize for that, folks. Computers want to be perfect, but they're just like people at times. Pace car into the pits. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag flies. We're back to the race. Glenn Murphy Jr. now into turn number 1, has a 4/10 second lead over Randy Arms That Mountain Dew Chevrolet looks to be outside. It's a battle of possible Pepsi products. Dr. Pepper tends to be with Coke at times, so a soda battle here for position number 2 as David McMahon in the 23 is going to slide down on the grass. Goes McMahon, but he's able to recover and keep it down. Here he comes back through, and we've got a pile up. Wow, do we have a major pile up in turn number 1. They just formed a pick and pull in turn number 1 if anybody's looking for some Gen 6 auto parts. Wow, a lot of cars smoking as we follow the 9 of Tim Sandel. And let's go back and take a look and see what happened. We get down just a little bit closer to this action. And here comes Tim Sandlin into what is going to be, as we look across the field, a lot of cars piling up. You can just see everybody involved with one guy getting loose. They all are going to get loose, and they just begin to stack up there in turns 1 and 2. In the 68. A little love tap. Fred Scarfi says, Tim, I'll give you a little love tap there. John Ailes back there as well. And the 7 of Thomas Conhead. He really has a lot of smoke on that car. As we look at Glenn Murphy Jr. here, we're going to see if we can get a driver interview with this guy. It's been an easy night here for the 48. As you can see, he started on the pole. To bring him in and see what he thinks of this track. As again, we talked about a lot of drivers getting very, very loose. Glenn Murphy Jr., this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've got Easy Street here tonight, being up front and ahead of all the incidents. Tell us a little bit about how the car is handling.
The car, it's really loose, man. We ran the trucks here last night and led every single lap and won that one. Staying up front again, staying out of trouble is the key. But these things are a handful. They're scary to drive, and that's why I haven't pitted yet. I don't want to go back there and run around everybody because it's just way too out of control and too much chaos to be back there.
Well, we got about 7 laps of green before a caution flag, so out of the 28 laps that are soon to be completed, we've had 4 cautions. Is there any drivers that you are worrying about here tonight?
No, just I just don't want to be in the back. I don't know who's back there, but even some of the most talented guys, I just went into turn 1 on that last restart and I almost lost it myself. So it doesn't matter. I've heard Dalton's wrecked a couple times, and it doesn't matter skill level here tonight. It's just you need the whole racetrack. When you're around a bunch of people, you're setting yourself up for disaster. So try to keep it up here as long as we can and do the best job we can with it. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give while we got you on the line? I don't have any shout outs for you yet, but we'll keep rolling here and see what happens tonight. All right. Well, best of luck to you in the laps to come. I appreciate it, man. There you have it, folks. Glenn Murphy Jr. with a little bit of information on how it's handling as he's up there up front. Definitely do not want to be in the pack here tonight. As we've seen, it can get disastrous really quick. Pace car coming out of turn number 4. The lights should be off this time. We'll be back to green on lap 31. It's going to be that Mountain Dew Chevrolet of Randy Arms to the outside of Glenn Murphy Jr. Again, folks, can't say enough about these cameras brought to you by Ryan Eckstein. Excellent job in positioning of these cameras. Being able to provide us with some beautiful shots. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. And another caution flag. Didn't even get a full lap in this time. Tell you what, folks, short track driving tonight is posing a problem for this league. Everybody's anxious to get back under the green. So that is caution number 5 here in the first 32 laps of this race. Looks like Stuart Joyce is going to get a wave around. Lights should be coming off the pace car this time around. Not quite just yet. And the lights now off the pace car. Glenn Murphy Jr. to the inside of Randy Arms. Mike Springer is going to be the inside of Chris Ostrander as the cars begin to double up as they come out of turn number 2. Saw Justin Page just go by, got the wave around. Way back green on lap number 37. Pace car will be set to go into the pits in turn 4. There it goes.
Green flag.
There goes Murphy, and the green flag is back in the air. As we follow Glenn Murphy Jr. into turn number 1, Mike Springer now has moved up into second position. It's a good battle between Ostrander and Randy Arms out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, Ostrander is going to have the advantage as he's got the lower line. He moves up into third position. And Randy Arms takes fourth. What a battle we've got. 2, nearly 3 wide, and oh, Craig Embry.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Craig Embry looked like he was going to go flying, and we've got a 3-car pile up here just before turn number 1. Looks like Embry was turned in that incident. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Keep your eye on the yellow and white 87 as he comes in front. And right there it was. Embry was right in front of the 23 of McMahon. And David McMahon's going to get him loose. Sandelin will get by as we follow the 87 of Embry up into the wall. Here comes the 24 of Clay Dildine, head-on collision. Applying those ARCA brakes effectively. He's going to get some insult to injury to the side. Here comes the 38 of Philip Neese. Oh, and the 29. Another car involved in that. It looks like it is Jesse Johnston. So Philip Neese, Jesse Johnson, and Craig Embry going to make a nice little triangle. Almost the Predator symbol there off of before turn number 1, excuse me. Just in front of it. Drivers trying out short track racing tonight. They are going to be at Talladega next week. A lot of relief coming back to the super speedways for these guys as they are definitely struggling here tonight at Richmond. We're going to take a short commercial break, folks. When we come back, we'll have some more racing for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Oh boy, get ready for some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSleague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSleague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSleague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSleague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
To hit the green flag as the pace cars into the pits. Murphy Jr. and Randy Arms.
Green flag.
Excuse me, Cross Ostrander now up front. as they cross the start-finish line into turn number 1. Chris Ostrander behind Glenn Murphy Jr. and Randy Arms. Down there in the lower groove on the move, the 4 of Dalton Baldwin making his appearance in the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Arms to the inside of Ostrander in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Dalton Baldwin on the move, right in front of the Fago car of Kevin Trzynski, down across the start-finish line. Working their way into turns number 1 here on lap 47. And you can see Dalton Baldwin now to the inside of Randy Arms before turn number 3. That's going to give him the advantage coming out of 4. And Dalton Baldwin moves into second position. Still elects to run that lower line as he gets as close to that yellow line as possible. Randy Arms is going to push high, and that opens the doorway there for Chris Ostrander. Now to look to the inside of Randy Arms in turn number 3. Kevin Trzynski back there in 5th position, behind the 2, battling side by side. Baldwin 1.2 seconds behind Murphy Jr. here on lap 49, and Chris Ostrander is now going to take 3rd position away from Randy Arms. Let's jump back to position number 9. We got a pack battle here with Mike Springer behind David McMahon, Tim Sandlin in front of Craig Embry. And 3 wide nearly before turn and in turn number 1. As they are choosing different grooves here this evening. See Mike Springer to the inside of Tim Sandlin, right behind David McMahon. Here they come down the front stretch. Springer set up perfectly to get in front of McMahon through turns 1 and 2, and will have the position now into 8th. Here comes the 24 of Clay Dildine, back there in 11th position, just in front of Brandon Anderson, who started P2 tonight, is in front of the 19 of Justin Page. Here comes Dalton Baldwin in 2nd position. You can see he's still getting a little bit loose. Out of turn number 2, Ostrander leads 3rd position here with Randy Arms behind him. David McMahon goes to 12th position as he passes the 19 of... Oh, he got loose. Oh, it hit on collision. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It appears he's okay, and the car is okay. Let's go back and take a look at the replay on this. Head-on collision. He didn't know if he was going into the pits. My goodness, folks. As you see, he'll get loose here down the back straightaway into turn 3. He's going to get loose. Takes it down to the apron to keep it green. And right here, look at this. Locks up the brake, takes the cone in a head-on collision. Wow. I bet he's really thankful for those water barrels down there to save the damage and his life. My goodness. Glenn Murphy Jr. here on lap 57. As we take a look at the driver information. Picks up 56 total laps led. He's led every one of them from the start. Your race statistics here in your bottom left. 6 cautions so far in the race, as we're just over the 1/3 mark. Dalton Baldwin comfortably in second, out to a 1.1 second lead over the 3rd position Randy Arms here. Ostrander now has an approaching Stuart Joyce, who's right in front of Craig Embry. Embry's going to try the inside, and he's going to do it. Right before turn number 1, here comes Craig Embry to take over position 5. And now Mike Springer is going to follow suit, coming out of turn number 2. Springer with that In-N-Out Burger car to the inside of that Ford Fusion of Stuart Joyce. Sandelin back there in 8th position. As we see Brandon Anderson right there in front of Kevin Trzynski, who rounds out your 10, or top 10, excuse me. Into turn number 1, Glenn Murphy Jr. Still 1.2, 1.3 second lead over Dalton Baldwin. And as we mentioned, coming into tonight, Baldwin and Murphy Jr. are your series points guys. Murphy Jr. just 18 points behind Dalton Baldwin. He picks up a victory here tonight. He's going to look pretty solid, possibly to be close. If Baldwin finishes second, it's going to be really tough to see if Murphy will be able to pass him in points. Don't think that'll be possible just yet, but if he keeps on the hot streak that he's on and goes into Talladega next week, possibly could look to take away the series total in points. The actual chase for the league starts June 7th will be the first race at Michigan. So preliminary round next week at Talladega. Then you'll have Kansas in 2 weeks, Dover, followed by their All-Star race, which will have Charlotte on May 24th, May 31st. They'll be at Pocono, which will be the last official race before the chase starts. I tell you what, folks, looking at the schedule, coming up in that chase round, when it starts, Iowa's in there. And I tell you what, if they're struggling here at Richmond, you definitely want to come out of this track and take some notes before you go into Iowa, especially when it matters.
All right, man, caution is out.
Oh! And Murphy Jr. unable to avoid collision with Jesse Johnston. And look at the smoke now on the leader, the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. We're going to take a look at the replay camera on that action. So we happen to see it live. So Jesse Johnson just ahead is going to get loose. So we jump over here and you're going to see Jesse Johnson loose. Glenn Murphy Jr. is just strolling down the track before turn number 1. Is going to look to move to the inside. But I think Jesse Johnson stops. And right there it is. Collision is made. Trying to provide you some great camera angles of it. And there's a lot of smoke on Murphy Jr.'s car. I believe he does have a fast repair. As we see Jesse Johnson still finishing up pit stops. And Murphy Jr. I think brought it back out of the pits. Down pit road. Take a look at the pit exit lane here. You can see that 48 still has some damage on that car. excellent night here tonight and plagued by incident. Let's take a look and see who makes it off pit road first. And around comes Embry. So Randy Arms, Craig Embry is going to make it off of pit road. Back under the yellow again here tonight, folks. We're going to take a short commercial break. We come back, got some more racing for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back to Richmond. As we're following the cars coming out of turn number 4, pace car lights should be coming off. Cars begin to bunch up. Avery McDonald here. Take a look at his information there. Another Mountain Dew, a throwback Mountain Dew car. Started 21st. The number 21 who started 21st now sits in first. And will be setting the pace when we go back green on lap 73. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. Green flags in the air, and here we go. As we take a look up front, Craig Embry, the 87, now up to the lead. As he works his way out of turn number 2, has Randy Arms, who's been solid in the top 3 positions all night long, second and third. Now finds himself currently in second, just 0.45 off of Craig Embry. Stuart Joyce using those quilted leopard print to his advantage as the bounty quicker picker-upper is going to slide through turn number 2. Was giving him praise for picking up third position, but Glenn Murphy Jr. is now on the move. Murphy Jr. currently 3 laps down. Anything can happen. We watched last Sunday at Bristol with the Sprint Cup Series. A lot of the drivers came back from 3 laps down. We've got plenty of real estate to cover here tonight as we're only on lap 76 of 160. Following Stuart Joyce. Now battles with Mike Springer for P4. Has Chris Ostrander just ahead, and another caution flag comes out. And as we take a look through the field, we're seeing a lot of damage down there on Brandon Anderson's vehicle. Let's run back the replay camera and see if we can capture that. Following the 91 through turns 1 and 2. As he works his way out of turn number 2, is just going to get loose, and that car is going to snap as if he hit an invisible fence, and that's going to send him down inside to that inside wall with no safer barrier, and look at that recoil, my goodness. That 91 of Brandon Anderson is going to hit that wall hard. The guy who started second here tonight, been plagued by the cautions. As you see, at the time of this yellow flag coming out, he was in 17th position and falling. Just been a hectic night for a lot of these drivers, folks. Let's see if we can get a driver interview for you. Guy who's been working his way through the field here tonight. Look to move down to this gentleman, Mike Springer, California driver. Not sure we'll be able to get him on the line. Taking a look at the availability of some drivers, and I'm not seeing Springer out here available. So apologize to the folks out there in YouTube. Wanted to get an interview with Springer, not able to do so. There you have it. A guy who started third here tonight. He's back in fifth, but he has battled tooth and nail through this. We're going to pull in a guy that we don't really get to talk to much, folks, as we're going to get a quick word here from Ryan Cobb, one of the race administrators here tonight, talking a little bit about what he's seeing. Ryan, you there? Going to crank up the volume on you here real quick. Tell us a little bit about what you're having to deal with out on the track here tonight.
Well, track conditions are tough for these guys out there. It's a really, really hot track, pretty much what they practice, but the setup out there for everyone is not, it's pretty much not to anyone's liking. It's really, really tough. It's really bringing the true drivers out tonight.
And it definitely does make some difficult decisions as far as not being able to use the throttle as they would like. Is there have you noticed any black flags, any rarities that you would see out there compared to a normal race?
No, everyone's keeping it pretty good. They're using their head out there. They all know the track conditions are tough right now, and they're all pretty good drivers. So it's just keeping people some minor issues and keeping the counts up on how many incidents we got here, so we can keep as clean a race as possible. But everyone's doing a good job, and they're putting on a good show for the fans tonight in the Wounded Warrior Cup Series.
All right, Ryan, thank you much for your time, and best of fun to you. Calling the rest of this race for you.
Yeah, man. We'll talk to you soon. Good talking to you.
There you go, folks. Race director Ryan Cobb tonight, trying to keep the guys in line as we now see the lights have come off that pace car. Into turn number 3, it's going to be Craig Embry and Randy Arms. Up front, Stuart Joyce, Chris Ostrander, your front four. Pace car into the pits. Here we go. Embry with an electric restart.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
You can definitely tell that Ryan Cobb is probably shaking his head up there in the race control booth. A lot of damage there on Philip Neese's car. Let's go back and take a look and see if we can capture what happened to the 38. He gets real loose, starts to wiggle in turn 1. He's going to run it high up into the wall. Tim Sandlin possibly involved in this. Bring you another angle here. High up. From other camera, let's get back down and you're going to see right there Philip Neese. Tough night here for that Ford Fusion as he gets into the wall. Just been a struggle here tonight, folks. Craig Embry still your race leader as we take a look at the race statistics. 83 laps completed, 5 lead changes, and a total of 9 cautions. Would not have any lead changes if the leader didn't get into another driver, but unfortunately Glenn Murphy had nowhere to go before turn number 1 when he got into the 29 of Jesse Johnston. Thus has put him back a ways just a little bit. Philip Neese in the lucky dog slot. Glenn Murphy Jr. back in 18th position, 3 laps down. Been just a struggle all night. We're going to go to commercial break, folks. When we come back, more racing to come your way. Stay tuned.
AMSleague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSleague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSleague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSleague.com. Also, check out our Monday night truck series and Wednesday IndyCar series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Welcome back to Richmond. We are back under the green. It's our coverage of the Wounded Warrior Cup Series, Anarchy Motorsports Series League this Tuesday night. Craig Embry, your race leader, has a nice little battle brewing with Randy Arms. Randy climbed up that track coming out of turn number 2. As you see him coming out of turn number 4. The number 8 Mountain Dew car of Randy Arms, just about a quarter of a second behind the 87 of Craig Embry. Nice little battle, pack battle here. And Trzynski has to check up right there behind Justin Page. You can see Glenn Murphy Jr. still trying to work his way through the track and through the positioning. Still 3 laps down right behind Philip Neese, who's in the lucky dog slot. Ostrander in 3rd position out in front of the 32 of Mike Springer. Stuart Joyce, the 22, behind Springer. And Tim Sandelin back there behind Stuart Joyce. '15 of Philip Ellis has had a great night, to say the least, I guess you could say, be the Florida driver started 11th position, and we're talking about him. And that's broadcaster Jinx right there, folks. Philip Ellis. Florida driver started 11th here tonight. He was in 7th and is now in 8th. And here comes Kevin Trzynski, hard charging to the outside. And Trzynski's going to take 8th position away. Murphy Jr. now to his outside door as they come out of 4. I guess you could call that 3 wide. And as we take a look back up front, Embry now has an approaching Randy Arms just under the quarter second, and Arms running a really low groove through turns 3 and 4 picks up just about 5/100ths of a second. And they're both going to get loose in turns 1 and 2. You can tell that the 87 of Craig Embry is feeling the pressure of Randy Arms, as Arms now once again comes in to close that gap in turns 3 and 4. Keep an eye on here. It's going to be turns 1 and 2. Randy has looked really good in these turns. We jump back and take a look. Springer now closes the gap on Ostrander. It's going to be to the high side for turn number 1. Springer is going to run a little bit higher groove than the rest of the cars, but he'll get it close to that yellow line before he comes out of turn number 2. Definitely want to pass on the inside tonight. And Springer still works on Ostrander. Let's take a look back at Sandelin and Joyce, the battle for P5, as Joyce currently holds it. Into turns 3 and 4 they go. Baldwin, your series points leader, ironically in front of Glenn Murphy Jr.
All right, man, caution is out.
Baldwin
Caution
has
is out.
P7, and it looks like Philip Ellis is going to get loose out of turn number 4. Let's go back and take a look at this replay. So 15 of Ellis, who turns 1 and 2, has Philip Neese behind him, Justin Page ahead of him. Gonna make some contact right there before turn number 3 with Justin Page. And you can see Philip Neese closing in. And a little bit of contact there. Helping hand from the 38 of Philip Neese is going to bring that back end around. And is he going to hit these jugs? Barely misses them, as he has half of the car on the apron. Doesn't look like there's going to be any additional contact if Scarfi goes to the high side, and he does. So Philip Ellis just gets turned around through turn 3 and 4. And that's going to bring out another caution flag here tonight. Everybody back down pit road as Stuart Joyce decides to stay out. He's going to go to the front with Justin Page behind him. Murphy Jr. now in the lucky dog slot, back in 18th position. See John Ailes, Michael Tant, and Philip Ellis making their way down pit road. The only 2 drivers to stay out of the 22 here, and the 19. Stuart Joyce, Justin Page. See if we can get old Stuart Joyce on the line. As we're taking a look and following the 22 quicker picker-upper of Stuart Joyce. We'll see if we get him on the line. Stuart, this is Dustin Caldwell up in the booth. Are you there?
Roger that.
Well, I tell you what, you decided to stay out as everybody else went in. Tell us a little bit about that decision.
Well, I'm not really sure. Just trying to get a couple laps led here. Car's pretty beat up, and I'm thinking on the next pit stop I need to get a full quick repair. So decided to stay out for a little bit. I'm thinking there's probably going to be a caution here pretty soon. Don't really enjoy having Craig Embry behind me because I think he may be a little bit impatient and try to squeeze his way through. And we'll see if that works out well or not. But the good thing is I do have a quick repair in the bank, and we're driving this cheetah car up to the front.
Is there any shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you?
I'd just like to thank all the guys, the admins and AMS, for putting on a good league and putting all their time and effort, their own time and effort toward the league, and really doing a good job for the benefit of the league.
All right, Stuart, appreciate your time, and best of luck to you in the laps to come.
Roger that. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Some words from Stuart Joyce, current pace setter. As the lights have come off, that pace car will be back green on lap 105. He'll have the 19 of Justin Page, the driver he's worried about right there, that yellow and white 87 of Craig Embry. Embry, known for his aggressive driving. We'll have to see if it holds true here when we go back to green. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. And there goes Joyce.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Embry to the inside. And he's going to take over the race lead. Page into the back of Stuart Joyce. And Joyce is going to lose a lot of positions really quick. In partial two to a lot of the drivers getting into the pits, getting 4 fresh tires. So Stuart Joyce now falls back from P1 to P7 here on lap 106, and now back to 9th position, and it's going to settle up in 10th as Trzynski moves by to the inside. Here comes Clay Dildine. Will not have a chance to pass through turns 3 and 4. So Craig Embry back to the race lead. You can see this driver here tonight, 29 laps led for this Illinois driver. Started 17th. So very impressive night here for Craig Embry. Randy Arms, still a solid looking driver. So take a look at his information. He's got 3 laps under his belt led here tonight. Started 7th, currently running in 2nd. Been one of the consistent drivers of the evening. Chris Ostrander the same. Ostrander started 14th. He's been up in 3rd and held really well. Springer, another driver. It's pretty much 2, 3, and 4 positions have been pretty much the same guys. As next time around we'll be under 50 laps to go. There is your race statistics, folks.
All right, man, caution is out.
And another caution flag comes out. Lance Carpenter possibly involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look at the replay on the 16. Carpenter's just going to get loose, as well as Stuart Joyce is going to get loose. You can see Joyce up to the middle groove. Will be able to bring his car back under control. Got sideways just enough for race control to be concerned and throw out the yellow flag. In the double digits for cautions here tonight as we continually watch Lance Carpenter lock him up. Out of turn number 2. It's going to bring out our 11th caution flag of the evening. 8 lead changes though, folks. We'll be back and under 50 laps to go.
Oh boy, get ready for some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSleague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSleague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSleague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSleague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Welcome back.
Right, man, caution is out. Caution
And
is
just
out.
as we get back with 43 to go, we are back under yellow. And it looks like Sandelin and Conheady are going to be involved in this one. Let's run back to replay camera, see if we can capture this as it unfolded. Stuart Joyce a little loose out of turn number 4. And Philip Ellis is going to be the culprit. David McMahon's going to go sliding sideways down to the apron. Sandelin is going to get sideways, and oh, wow, Glenn Murphy Jr. is going to get into the back of Ellis, and Scarfi, ooh, he's going to miss Murphy Jr. just by a hair, and look at the 4 cars. All doing a Gen 6 shuffle, and the ARCA brake coming from Glenn Murphy Jr. into David McMahon. Wow. A lot of drivers down there. Smoking cars this evening, folks. We've seen a lot of the drivers making their way down to the pits once again to get some repairs. There is your race statistics. Out of 119 completed, 12 cautions, 8 lead changes. And don't let tonight fool you about this league, folks, if you're tuning in for the first time. These guys normally run very little cautions in their races. But with the dynamic weather and short track combination, we saw it last night with the Sim Racing Authority, another great league that we get to cover here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. Just get caught up in a lot of conditions that they were not prepared for. So your top 5 as we watch the pace car into the backstretch. Ostrander, Page, McDonald, Baldwin, and Springer. Your top 5. Baldwin definitely needs to be ahead of Murphy Jr. as he was just 18 points in front of the 48, and currently if he holds on now, Murphy Jr. looks like he's currently 4 laps down and falling. Believe he has put I think they put that car in the hauler. So Murphy Jr. in 19th position will fall back behind Tant, who's currently 7 laps down, and Anderson. So it looks like at this point in time, he will be in 19th, 20th position when it's all said and done, as Michael Tant is still running. And with 39 to go, Brandon Anderson will not be able to pass him back in 21st position. So rough day here for the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. Lights to come off the pace car. It's going to be 37 to go when we get that green flag. Ostrander and Page to set the pace. Again, folks, coming up next week, they're going to be back in action at Talladega. A little bit better racing action at a super speedway coming off this short track racing. Coming up tomorrow night, we've got the All-Pro Racing League, the Dash for Cash Xfinity Series. Just about finished up with that series. Definitely want to tune in for that. Thursday night, we got the iCar League back in action as well. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. Out of turn number 4, here comes Ostrander, and he's on the move. Green flag is in the air. Taking a look up front, Dalton Baldwin able to come screaming through that field on that restart. Has now taken over the race lead. Ostrander's going to get loose. Out of turn number 2 that's plagued many of the drivers here tonight. Embry to the outside. Will he be able to make the pass on the outside? We'll have to see. Oh, he flirts with the wall out of turn number 4, but holds on, and he's still to the outside of Ostrander through turns 1 and 2. Springer to the inside of Randy Arms. The battle for 2nd and 3rd positions. And Ostrander checking up. Springer has to check up. Nice little 4-pack battle for 2 positions. And Ostrander and Springer have the lucky line on the inside. Embry's able to hold on to it, as well as Randy Arms. Baldwin now out to a sizable lead, about 1.1 second over Ostrander and Embry, and they're going to lock doors in turn number 4. Down the front stretch they come, and Embry has the position 1 out, and he's going to come down right in front of Chris Ostrander, and it's 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Arms! And Ostrander decides to let off the gas and allow them both to go by to avoid further incident, and now Springer and Arms are battling for 3rd position. As they work, Randy Arms into the wall. He's going to settle up right in front of Sandelin, and here comes Trzynski threading the needle. 3 wide into turn number 3. And Sandelin and Trzynski are going to make contact. So Randy Arms in the battle for 2nd position falls to 7th as he pushes high. Last lap in turn number 2. Embry now has the 7 of Conheady, but it's not a position battle. But Embry is on the move, just about a half a second. A little more than a half a second behind the 4 of Dalton Baldwin. 2 very good drivers up front. Springer now has a solid hold on 3rd position here with 30 laps to go. Clay Dildine working his way into turn number 3 is back there in 4th position, has Ostrander behind him. Page back in 6th position is now battling with Randy Arms. His Arms to the inside is going to have that position. He's going to take it away from Page. And Philip Neese is going to do a dirt track drift right through turns 1 and 2. And Trzynski.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Trzynski's going to go slide. Let's take a look at the replay on that. As Kevin Trzynski went right down into that wall where he did earlier tonight. As we follow Trzynski through the front stretch. Through turn number 2, you can see the looseness on the rear end. Here he comes out of turn number 2. And right there it is. He's going to get loose, and wow. He's going to smack that inside wall again, folks. No safer barrier there. You can see out there to the left side of your screen, the division of walls. That's the safer barrier there on the turn 3. McMahon's going to go down inside the apron. And when there's no safer barrier there, that damage gets escalated, especially depending upon how fast you're going. Trzynski definitely will need a tow, and you can see the damage. Wow, take a look at that. Nice shot there from pit road, the damage on the front of the number 12 of Kevin Trzynski. Ostrander making his way out of the pits now, back onto the track, has Randy Arms behind him. Dalton Baldwin elects to stay out. It's 26 laps now remaining as we see Michael Tant, John Ailes down pit road. A little bit of damage there on Conheady's car. Craig Embry is shown in 2nd position. I think Conheady's going to get a wave around as he's in the lucky dog spot back in 14th position. See if we can get an interview here with the man up front, Dalton Baldwin. Dalton Baldwin, this is Dustin Caldwell. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Well, you found your way up front. Very, very tough night, to say the least, with all these cautions. Tell us a little bit about how your car's handling and what it's like to be up at the front.
These cars are very, very loose here tonight. It's a very hot track, and this is usually a slick track anyway. So it's really hard, especially down the front stretch, to keep the back end underneath the car. But otherwise, it's been a challenge. Definitely qualified bad and working the way up to the front. It's hard to get a good strategy to get yourself up to the front when there's all these cautions.
sometimes you want to drive up to the front, but then you wear out your tires, and other times you want to use pit strategy, but you get quick cautions, and it's hard to do that. But otherwise, I'm up front here near the end, and hopefully can just come out with a good finish.
Well, seeing that you have a lot of damage on the front end of your Camry, you got Craig Embry behind you. Do you think he poses a threat?
I think he definitely poses a threat. He's on a little bit fresher tires right now because he just pitted and I stayed out. And I don't think the damage is hurt me too much here. It didn't seem to be that last run. But I think I might be able to hold him off here.
All right. Is there any shout-outs you'd like to give before you go back green?
Children's Dream Racer, Snap-on Tools. I got them on the hood tonight. Advanced Auto Parts. BG Oil Products, and my parents and everyone for tuning in to watch.
All right, best of luck to you in the remaining race.
All right, thank you.
There you have it, folks. Dalton Baldwin will take us back green. It's going to be 23 laps to go. Pace car now leads them from the backstretch into turn number 3. You see the damage there on the floor. Pace car into the pits. There goes Baldwin. Green flag in the air. Had to leave Craig Embry guessing. And now Craig Embry to the inside of Dalton Baldwin. Baldwin is just letting him go to the inside. Now Craig Embry takes over the race lead with 22 to go. Here comes Mike Springer, challenging Baldwin possibly for second position. And Brandon Anderson, the 91 NASCAR, down pit road. Springer now to the inside of Baldwin. Had a solid drive last week at Bristol. And Springer's going to make a move here. Moves to second position. You can see he started third. He's been in and out of that position all night long. Kind of matches the hood of his car, In and Out Burger. Had to do a quick play on words there for you folks. With 20 laps to go, Springer just about 2/10 behind the 87 of Craig Embry into turns 3 and 4. Baldwin has fallen back to about a half a second behind Embry. "19 laps now remain. Oh, and Randy Arms is going to go sideways into the wall. Justin Page is going to check up. There goes Michael Tant. And Stuart Joyce. That was a sci-fi move from Stuart Joyce. A little teleport action. Oh, man, you get to see some wild things here, folks. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. I'm still shocked about that. All right, let's take a look at it, folks. There are a few things that can crack me up, but that definitely was one of them. So Randy Arms is going to make some contact, and that's what's going to do it right there. Chris Ostrander and Randy Arms make contact before turn number 1. That's going to get that 8 Mountain Dew car of Randy Arms loose, and he's going to go up into the wall. Justin Page does not see it coming as he turns the curve. And right there, some ARCA brake action right into the side of Randy Arms, the driver's side door of all things. Keep your eye on that Cheetah car, the 22. We're going to see Michael Tant get up loose, and watch Stuart Joyce. This is an impressive move. He's going to go off the map, disappear actually off the track right before contact. Watch this. And suddenly appears down on the apron. Tell you what, that is some witchcraft if I ever saw it, folks. Very, very interesting. There's a little bit of tricks up the roll of Bounty cheetah print car of Stuart Joyce. So you can see Conheady, Tant, and Arms up there at the top of turn number 2. Stuart Joyce down there on the apron. Just a telltale sign of what tonight's been like, folks. 143 completed, now 144 completed. 16 to go. 14 cautions, 10 lead changes. You're watching the Wounded Warrior Cup Series, Anarchy Motorsports Series here this Tuesday night on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back to Richmond, back under the green. It's Craig Embry, as you're seeing, heading into turn number 1. Set the pace back from the caution. Dalton Baldwin side by side with Springer for second position. As we move up to the grandstands, you can see now Baldwin to the inside has the advantage. Here comes Randy Arms, battling third position, and will have it in turn number 1. Springer falls to 4th, just right in front of Philip Neese, who's in your top 5. It'll be 10 to go when Embry crosses that start-finish line as he now comes through turn number 4. Ten laps now remain. A sigh of relief in the air, but yet the pressuring of nerves increases as they get closer to the checkered flag. The winner here tonight will definitely feel that of a gladiatorial battle. Will emerge with a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, just as he fought in an ancient Roman battle. And now Dalton Baldwin looks to put the pressure on Craig Embry down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Down to the single digits we go. The number 4 now looks to the inside of the front stretch of Craig Embry. Not going to be this time. Embry shuts the door as he definitely protects that lower groove from Dalton Baldwin. 8 laps remain, folks. It's a 3/4 mile track. They are going to tick by quick. And Baldwin with a bold move catches Embry sleeping at the wheel. And just like that, and Embry's going to make some contact, making him pay. But Baldwin takes it back and does not leave the inside lane unprotected. And Craig Embry is going to be locked side by side. And, a little door rubbing. Oh, we got some animosity brewing here, folks. These guys are battling for first possession now. It'll be 6 to go. Embry back to the race lead, but Baldwin had some momentum to the high side. And Baldwin not going to come down in that lower groove. That keeps the door wide open for Craig Embry. Once again, side by side, we have got a nice little race going on. Who is going to edge out one another? Dalton Baldwin in the snap-on, up high. Toyota Camry takes the lead with 5 laps to go. Craig Embry battles back out of turn number 2, has an approaching 8 of Randy Arms. And Craig Embry may be a sleeping turtle. Well, we can't call him a turtle, because that's Chris Ostrander. How about we call him the possum? Craig Embry the possum. There you go, playing possum with Dalton Baldwin as he comes out of turn number 2. Now to a quarter-second gap between the two drivers. Baldwin out of turn number 4. It's going to be 3 to go. And he's starting to pull away. So Baldwin definitely looks like he has got this race locked down. Turns 3 and 4. 2 to go this time around. Next time by, it's going to be the white flag for the number 4. So as Dalton Baldwin works his way into turns 3 and 4, here we go. White flag this time by. Here comes Dalton Baldwin. Looking for race number 4 of the series. This is going to make it 3 in a row if he claims victory tonight. And as he works his way through turns 3 and 4, here comes Dalton Baldwin out of turn number 4. Takes the checkered flag here at Richmond. Springer sideways will pick up 4th position tonight. The battle is over, and the Toyota Camry number 4 snap-on of Dalton Baldwin, Children's Dream Racer as well, one of the sponsors, takes victory after a very, very tough night. Comes down to do his victory burnout. With what little grip he has left on those tires, see not a lot of smoke coming out of them. Pretty much burning them down to the rims at this point. So Dalton Baldwin concludes his victory burnout here tonight. So we are going to go now to take a look. Let's show you the race statistics real quick before we go to the driver interviews, folks. Out of the 160 completed, 11 lead changes here tonight, 14 total cautions. Just explains how tough of a day it was and a hard-fought battle these guys had to endure. We're going to go now to 3rd position finisher here tonight in the Diet Mountain Dew number 8 car of Randy Arms. Randy, tell us a little bit about your expectations coming into this short track. And after probably about the first couple cautions, you looked pretty consistent up there in the top 5 all night. So, a well-deserved 3rd position for you. Tell us a little bit about how the car handled and like we said, the discussion or the expectations coming into tonight.
Yeah, well, we've always been pretty quick here, so I knew we'd have a good car. But car was really loose. The track was real slick. I mean, it was a lot of throttle control really all night or all day. And Yeah, we hung around up front, tried to stay out of the back and away from all the wrecks, and we had one little run in there with about 20 to go, but we came back to third, so we can't be too disappointed.
Well, it's definitely a good hard-fought battle. Next week we go into Talladega, back to super speedway action. How do you think you're going to handle the car there?
I think we'll be good. We got some good restrictor plate teammates here on the team, and I think we'll be quick and we'll be up front. Just gotta stay away from the big one. Pretty much anyone has a chance there.
All right. Is there any shout-outs you'd like to give for your third-place finish here at Richmond?
Yeah, just gotta thank the guys back at the team, Diet Mountain Dew, Wrangler Jeans, and Olin Shocks for giving us a fast car today.
All right. Well, congratulations again, taking third here at Richmond. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at Talladega.
Sounds good, Dustin. Thanks.
There you have it, folks. Randy Arms in that Mountain Dew number 8 car comes in third position here. Good battle between this guy. He had a chance to be up front a little bit tonight. 46 total laps led for you, Craig. What was your expectations like coming into tonight? And, you battled with Dalton. Tire strategy was a little bit different between the two. You had some fresher set of tires, but you guys battled really hard there with about 10 to go. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I expected to have, like a top 5 car tonight. I figured I could get up there and finish somewhere decent. I think Glenn probably had the car to beat tonight, and then he got into some trouble and went a few laps down. And then after he went out, I felt like I could have won it. And then, like you said, tire strategy came into play late in the race. I don't know how Dalton cut up through the field so dang quick on that last run, but that kind of messed me up. Once he caught me, I didn't really have much for him. I tried to give him another run once he got around me, but I couldn't make it stick there on the bottom anymore. I was already using my stuff up, but happy to finish second. I needed a good point stay today.
Yeah, you definitely will pick up some good points heading into next week when we go restrictor plate racing at Talladega. What can we expect from the 87 there?
I do pretty decent at the plate tracks. As long as I don't get caught up in anything, we should come out of there with a decent run, I think.
All right. Was there any shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish?
Just shout out to everybody at AMS. Give my mom and dad a shout out. I know they watch the race sometimes. And I thank you for doing the broadcast, man. You do a good job.
All right. Well, congratulations again. A hard-fought battle here tonight. 14 total cautions. Craig, you emerge second place. Definitely not an easy feat by any means. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week at Talladega.
All right, man. Thank you. You too.
There you have it, folks. Craig Embry, the 87 car, finishes second position here in Richmond. And we're going to go live now to a guy who had a crunched up front end on this Toyota Camry. Luckily, short track racing doesn't get the draft patterns like the super speedways, so that not really a factor as far as aerodynamics. It came down to sheer grit and skill. And Dalton, you surprised Craig with the way you cut through the field, and you guys had a great battle, especially starting with 10 to go. Side by side throughout the track, two different, very distinct lines, and you guys weren't given an inch. And you actually did edge them out there on the high side. Coming out of turn number 4, it worked well for you, and you kept that Dream Racer snap-on. Toyota working really well for you. Tell us a little bit about your expectations with 10 to go.
With coming to that restart, restarting back in 8th, I didn't think there was any way I was going to get back to Craig. I figured it was going to take too long to get up through the field, but everything kind of scattered a little bit, and the seas parted a little bit, and I ended up getting up there really quick, and I was able to get up there and get up there and battle with Craig. Craig's an awesome guy to race against. He races really hard, but he usually tries to race really clean. So it's really fun to get side by side with him and race for the win like that late. And I was just trying to do everything I could up on the high side. It's not really the preferred line here, but if you can pinch them down, you can keep them from getting the arc up off the turn. It really works, and I was able to get back around him after he had kind of challenged me back and just pulled away there and got away. I feel like I stole one, honestly.
Was talking about the tires. We had a chance to interview you, and you know that Craig had the fresher set of tires, so you talking about really running that higher line, you had to make him work for that grip, and I believe he probably expelled a lot of the grip off the tires, which actually worked to your advantage. So you pick up the win here tonight, your 4th total race, 3 in a row, heading into Talladega next week. A lot of momentum behind you. How do you figure the car's going to handle when we go restrictor plate racing?
Hopefully it sucks up good. Usually the cars don't suck up very well over at the restrictor plate tracks, and it becomes a struggle to really make passes. But hopefully it'll just be some nice clean pack racing over there, and we can just survive the big wrecks, and come home with just another top 5.
All right. Was there anybody you'd like to thank for your victory here tonight at Richmond?
Children's Dream Racer, check them out. Give them a donation if you can. Every little bit helps. Snap-on Tools, they were on the hood tonight. They do a little bit for us for our real life race team outside of iRacing. Same thing with Advanced Auto Parts and BG Oil Products. So anytime you can use their products, go use them. And everyone for tuning in, and you for the broadcast.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Dalton. Pleasure watching your race here tonight, putting on a great show. We look forward to seeing you guys race at the Super Speedway at Talladega next week.
All right. Thanks, Dustin.
There you go, folks. Dalton Baldwin coming in first here tonight after a very, very hard-fought battle. Going to take a look at the race statistics one last time. In your bottom left, in case you missed it, folks. 160 laps at this 3/4 mile track here tonight. 11 lead changes. 14 total cautions. And I tell you what, it felt like a gladiator emerged victorious. Especially after the battling that took place here in Richmond. Final results. Baldwin in first, Craig Embry, Randy Arms, Mike Springer, Ostrander rounding out your top 5. Avery McDonald, Tim Sandlin, Lance Carpenter, Clay Dildine, David McMahon, your top 10. Philip Neese, Justin Page, Philip Ellis, John Ailes, Thomas Conheady, Stuart Joyce, Michael Tant, Kevin Trzynski, Fred Scarfight, Glenn Murphy Jr. will finish in 20th after a disappointing night. Had the car to beat. Just a little bit of incidents. Brandon K. Anderson, Jesse Johnston, Jason Miller, the last to fill out the grid. Ryan Cobb, shout out to that gentleman there for the race control tonight. Nick Dykstra, John Joyce, and Jay Zolciak will round out the field. Coming up tomorrow night, folks, it's the Dash for Cash Xfinity Series, the All-Pro Racing League. You definitely want to tune in for that. But next week, we will be back with the Anarchy Motorsports Series as they take on Talladega. But that will do it for us here tonight, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network, and we'll see you tomorrow night.